look at, or the initiation ceremonies I look at in my book, is the Navy's Crossing the Line ceremony, which is a ceremony or an initiation rite in which sailors who are aboard ship and crossing the equator for the first time undergo this initiation that's very much focused on the anus. It's a lot of older sailors shoving food and other objects into their anus, and then...
So I looked into what she's talking about. I think it started with the Navy, and whenever they would cross the equator, they would do some type of hazing or some ritual with the new people on board that haven't crossed the equator yet. And I believe it's just something sailors do now, but it started in the Navy. And yes, sometimes it would involve making someone dress up in a dress. It would involve making them do things similar to that when you're trying to get into a fraternity. But for the life of me, I could not find any results on them shoving things up their ass. I mean, it could have happened. It probably did happen at one time or another. But I don't think it's really common, and I don't think it's like a focal point. Oh, we crossed the equator. Everyone start shoving something up your ass. I don't know how connected these two things are, but she's making them sound like, all right, we crossed the equator. Everyone knows the gig. Everyone knows the drill. Pull down your pants and start shoving inanimate objects up there. I don't think that's necessarily how it works, but hey, she's the expert.
Ordering other new sailors to remove it with their mouths, basically, a lot of mouth to anus contact.
Wow, that's some kinky shit.
I think what's important to recognize is that if we knew that women were creating rituals in which they asked one another to lick each other's anuses or demanded this, of subordinate.
Like this, are the officers are demanding their subordinates lick their anus? Does she have any citation needed, please?
Women, we would be able to recognize that power was at play here, but we would also say there's something sexual going on. But interestingly, with men, especially with white men, because of white privilege, they have tremendous resources available to them to perceive that activity as not only not gay, but also not sexual at all.
Does white privilege play into white men being able to get away with stuff that would normally be considered gay? That's a part of white privilege too, is I can do really gay shit, but people will still consider me straight. That's a part of my white privilege. I better start using that immediately. Someone get me a dick to suck. No one will believe that I'm gay.
The perception is this is just about joking. This is about being part of the team. This is about, in the military, there's even a discourse about how, you have to toughen up the male soldier's body in the service of national security. So some of this sort of...
Yeah, toughen up a soldier's body, like get in shape, get ready for possible war? Is that what you mean?
Shoving things into the anus is actually about...
Oh, that's what she means. Preparing the body, I didn't quite understand. Yes, they constantly stretch out their sphincter muscles in order to fit tons of grenades and ammunition. In times of crisis and in times of war, you can't be thinking, hey, this is gay, me reaching into my buddy's butthole to grab a magazine. No, it's war. It's life or death. What is she talking about?
Protecting the nation. And so there's all of these justificatory logics that come into play when straight white men touch each other that destigmatizes it, that
Yeah, she didn't really explain how whiteness destigmatizes it or really anything. She just said privilege does that. And I think she brought up money. But, if you're doing gay stuff in a mansion versus doing gay stuff in a crappy apartment, does it really matter? Is it less gay in the nice place and more gay in the crappy place? Is that how homosexuality works? I don't think it does.